that this is happening because we do not want the last iteration of Mr. Terrific to
Oh,
be the last
from
thing.
Arrow?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
The one
terrible.
that braided his own hair.
In like 30 seconds, that big ass
Yeah.
afro.
Record
That's
time.
terrific right
Terrible.
there.
Record
Terrible.
time goes from
Terrible.
fro to cornrow in less than 30 seconds.
The Flash had to do that shit.
Terrible.
Holy smokes, where have we been? We've been off doing things, taking care of life, man. I want to say hello to everybody and say thank you for your patience and thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out, man. I played a big role in why we haven't been here, and I apologize, but sometimes life gets in the way of life. So that being said, welcome back, guys. We got QP the Source on the panel tonight. How's it going?
I'm all right. Let me just stop for a second. Do not take any blame for anything. Like, it's natural order of things. It's for humans to rest and take a break. So please don't do that. It's all
Thank
right.
you, sir. I appreciate it.
If you don't do that, don't do that.
I appreciate it.
I told you about that, man. But I'm fine. Everything's great. I just had to stop a friend from unnecessarily blaming himself. Don't do that. Not while I'm
I don't
around.
need to absorb that. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
don't do that. Don't do that. We still got people off. You know what I mean? But everything's good. Hoping
Wonderful.
for a productive night. There's a lot to talk about. Hopefully,
Hell
some
yeah.
good conversation, and that's where I am right now.
Wonderful.
You can barely.
Wonderful.
What about now?
A little better.
Sorry, Mike said he couldn't hear me.
There we go.
Hey, there you go. I'm sorry.
You're good. Speaking of Mike, how's it going?
It's going mighty fine, sir. Mighty fine. Busy
Great,
as
man.
always.
Everybody, Mike just turned in a paper right before we hit record, so he's doing his schoolwork, his due diligence to move further and farther.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
put the paper on our fridge, multiverse refrigerator, with the star magnet.
Hell yeah. And we have a special guest with us tonight for a second time. The unbreakable Tim Carter, beating cancer down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
B-team members.
Admission, yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, Quincy, you are in the presence of 3 U.S. Air Force veterans, so put some respect on the name, man. Just saying.
Okay.
Just the other day, I was singing the Air Force song in the car.
That's it. Yeah, man. Well, we want to welcome Tim, man. We had some conflict with schedules, some other panel members, and so I called up Tim, and he was gracious enough to fill in, give us his opinion. We haven't heard from him in a while. The last time we spoke to him was a long time ago. And I'm not going to air your business out, but I'm going to let them know that you are kicking cancer's ass. And I salute you, sir.
I salute you so far.
That's it. Kicked his ass. Put it in the dirt, man. I love it. And I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you and your family, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Something Deadpool can't even do. I've done something Deadpool can't even do.
That's it. Oh, shit. All right, man. We've got a lot of catching up, dude. Not a whole lot of catching up, dude. But Quincy, what do you got on the list, man?
Let's talk about Secret Invasion. I'm actually, it's been documented, my hatred for these Disney Plus shows, juice boxes and cotton, juice boxes and cotton candy. Like, I just can't. It's just not good to me. Secret Invasion has been good. I think we're on episode 4 now. I think there were 2 episodes out when before we took the break. They're building up one of the better villains in MCU history right now with Garrett. Can't think of his name.
The guy, the scroll, Garrick or something.
Yeah. He's an insufferable bastard, and his body count is racking up, and
he's heartless with it too.
He's hurting us every week. I hope because there have been other shows. Like I was on the fence with She-Hulk for most of the series until that god awful trash can ending of the show. It was terrible. And most of these shows, they start out strong. I will say that with all of them, they all have like a first two, and they hook you in, and then it's just filler. Um, but this show, I've seen complaints for it being slow, but I don't. It's more grounded. I would say that. I'm liking it a lot. Liking it a lot.
Yeah, I am too. Um, I fell asleep at the end of, I think it was episode 3. Not because it was
Okay.
boring, but because I was tired. That was the
Mm-hmm.
episode where at the end, spoiler alert, we're going to get into spoilers. We're going to touch them. Where Sam Jackson's wife had like a
Mm-hmm.
secret cell phone and a gun and stuff like that. That's the last part I remember seeing, and I fell asleep. Like I said, because I was tired, not because I was
Okay.
bored. But I didn't see, I was dozing off, and then that's the last thing I
Mm-hmm.
remember seeing. I haven't caught the most recent one, but I like it.
So.
It's got a dark feel to it. It's got a very much a spy espionage type of feel going on, And old boy
Mm-hmm.
is just racking up the bodies, man.
He
And
is.
yeah, it's a good show. So far, so good.
Yeah, a big reveal on the last one.
Let's not go into that. I ain't heard that. I ain't seen
And
it yet.
no, 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 no. I'm not going to do that to you. I know you said that because it's going to make you wonder how long this has been going on. Uh, they got a chance to be brave with some things, braver than the comic series was, which I felt could have been better. But um, it's not one of my favorite comic storylines, Secret Invasion. I've voiced that before too. So the show's good.
What do you think, Tim?
Well, since I only saw the first episode, even then, like I was trying to stay hooked, towards the end, it was getting me like my attention. I don't know if I was tired too, because when I watched it, it was like I come home after work, I'm laying in the bed and I'm trying to watch it, and then I'd either doze off and I'd go back. But it seems okay. I mean, it started off pretty strong. Uh, First episode kind of made me go, wait, what? And then I hadn't watched any after that because I kind of like have been waiting for them to build up so I could just binge.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same way with like
Okay.
Strange New Worlds. I've just been kind of like waiting for a few to, so that way I could watch two of them back to back or so. But
Yeah.
I think it's good. I mean, I haven't caught up like everybody else or anything, so I've only seen the first episode.
So, admittedly, someone who likes the show, being tired is a bad recipe to watch the show because there's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
There's
It's
a lot of
very
dialogue.
wordy. Oh my god.
Yes.
It's a lot going on. You got to pay attention. Anyone that's listening, like go in, get your coffee. I've been watching it in the morning. Um, but like if you're tired and your eyes are low, it's gonna be like a lullaby because there are explosions and action. They're like it's not littered throughout the episode. Like you probably get what do you say like one per episode, Lou.
Yeah.
Some action and explosions, and then it's dialogue because a lot of
Yeah, but
talking.
that one explosion killed like 2,000 people. That was a
Yeah.
lot
Well,
of explosion.
That
did
first
you see
episode.
last episode?
No, I haven't watched the one that came out 2
Let's
days
say
ago. I
okay.
haven't
So
seen it
like
yet.
that one will keep you awake.
All
That
right,
one
I'm
will
gonna
keep you
check it
awake
out.
because
I
it's
might
going to
have to
be
watch these
it's a
tonight,
lot.
like after this, so that way I can stay caught
Yeah.
up before I head to
So
Disney.
yeah, it's a lot. Only 2 episodes left. 6 episodes. It's looking like it should be the new magic number, because I didn't get the filler part yet. The guy, oh man, it's killing me that I can't think of this scroll's
Gravik.
name, but like Gravik. Gravik has been productive in all his episodes. There is no filler. He's working towards a goal, and Fury. It's good to see Samuel L. Jackson again. Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
I voiced this again. I voiced this before too. Like Shield being absent from MCU was a mistake.
Huge.
It just was, and I've
Huge.
missed him. Just being around,
It's like,
you
I
know.
agree with you.
And
Just like I want to see him in Wakanda. I'm sorry. I want to see him Wakanda.
Yeah, he's even said why that dropped his F-bomb. Why have I not been in Black Panther 1 and 2?
Right.
Yeah,
See?
you can curse Tim. We
Uh,
curse all the time.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
fuck him.
I'm just I'm just saying Samuel's little post was like, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm the blackest man there is in Hollywood. Why the fuck am I not in Black Panther 1 and 2?
I mean, he has a point.
Very
And we
valid.
talked about this leading up to the series. I don't know the last time. Well, I guess we can count Spider-Man: Far From Home. Was that the last movie he was in?
Yeah,
Think
because he
so.
wasn't even
Right?
in
Yeah.
Endgame, honestly, except for the funeral scene. He wasn't even in like
Yeah,
as
he wasn't in Infinity War or Endgame. Really, I mean, he was
yeah,
in it, but he had no impact on
yeah.
the
Yeah,
outcome.
And to
he was
me,
just there.
I
Uh,
think he should have. You know,
I mean, he really should have.
yeah, because he's been there
Um,
since Iron Man 1, technically.
yeah, he's been there since the beginning. So, like, yeah, if you haven't watched it, please uh, wash the nasty taste of those last two series from Disney Plus out of your mouth and watch Secret Invasion now. I hope I'm not jinxing it because, as I mentioned before, like Disney Plus falls right on its
You
fucking face.
get to the end and you find
Um,
out it's all a dream.
to
In the end, they go
right.
hit us with a dot and leave us in the red. Be like, man,
Well,
y'all some
you never know.
bullshit.
She-Hulk might show up in this and just reverse everything that we watched the last 6 weeks.
Oh,
And
Oh, you know what would be a big FU would be like Coulson shows up and it's like it was all a dream from Agents of Shield or some shit like that.
oh Jesus,
yeah,
no.
don't do anything like that, please.
Which that pisses me off still to this day that they've never brought Coulson back to the MCU and just kind of let him peter off in that Agents of Shield nightmare towards the end.
Well, I mean, this goes back to the crime, which is just Shield being missing from the whole scene.
Hmm.
Like
Yep.
this period in MCU, they needed. There's no stability. Like I don't know where the Avengers are. Shield would have been a good glue for the whole thing.
Hmm.
Colston, Fury, whoever else you wanted to put in there, and
Shield
shit, you could
definitely
have
would have
brought
been,
in. You could have brought in the people you had on the show and
yeah.
reintroduced them.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people that fans would not have been upset to see in these movies, and the government involvement in these events would not have been forced, but would have almost been necessary. I don't know,
Now,
a
I
little
want to
bit
ask you a question, and this goes to Falcon Winter Soldier. If Shield was still around, do you think there would have been the same global problems after the blip when they all came back
No.
if Shield had
No.
been around?
No. Nope.
Yeah, no.
There would have been
Because
zero. There would have been lesser problems.
that mission that Sam was in the beginning when he rescued the guy, that's a Shield mission if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
They outsource heroes all the time to do stuff for them. I mean, it would be it would be nice glue to connect everything, and that's happened in Phase 5.
Yeah, I don't think there
We
would have
talk
been
about the
Sokovia issues if Shield had still been around.
uh, that's debatable because at that time, well, Shield had fallen by then, but the
Hmm.
Avengers were free. They weren't under anybody's control then. That wouldn't have been Shield's problem. I don't know if they weren't under Fury because he just wasn't around, or they just liberated themselves. Like they didn't answer to anybody. That was part of the problem.
Hmm.
Uh, they were doing whatever they wanted.
Well, I
But that's
guess
a good
Shield
question.
was the buffer between the Avengers and congressional hearings and other like NATO and all that stuff.
Were they?
I think they were.
Because what was the group behind Shield? The
The Shadow
world,
Council or
Uh,
something like that.
the world, what was
World Council.
something like that. One of them were corrupt. What's the guy?
Pierce.
Powers.
Pierce.
Yes,
It was Robert Redford's
Powers
character.
was too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Powers was. He was the
yeah. He was in Shield. He was exposed as Hydra.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think he was Hydra.
Yeah, Shield was heavily corrupted. And who else? Who knows where else Hydra was? A lot came out in that that show. I do miss that.
It was
show.
a good show.
May have to go back and look at it. Yeah.
I
That's a
lost
good.
interest in Shield after they got rid of Bobby and what was her husband's name?
Oh, the Scotsman. Was
Yeah,
he
yeah.
a Scotsman or was he Irish? I don't know which one. I don't
No,
want to
yeah,
offend
he
anybody.
was British. I know that, but like, yeah, they were supposed to have that spinoff show, and they did the whole toast to them goodbye kind of deal, to like branch off for the spinoff, and then they just said, "Fuck it, we're not even doing it." After it was
Oh
greenlit
no.
and then canceled before they even got into production.
Mm. My problem with Agents of Shield was when they went to time travel stuff. That's when I kind of got.
Yep.
That's when
I agree with
I
you.
kind of lost it.
You start messing with time, it's like, man, y'all ran out
Bringing
of
that
shit to write.
grandson in
Y'all
there or something,
motherfuckers-
that was a little weird.
Fonzie done jumped the shark on that.
Yeah, it's happening out when your writers run out of shit to write, they go to time travel because it's just like it's
just end the show peacefully, and then just write it to an end. Write it to where you could have left it to where Coulson and them could join back to the MCU, I guess, and some shit.
Oh shit!
They dropped
All
the ball
right,
with Shield. Yeah,
completely. What else we got?
Hold on, let me give mine real quick. I didn't give mine on this show real quick. It's like everything you guys saying is right on. It's pretty good, but if you don't watch it with your energized, you'll doze the hell off. You will. Gravik needs a better.
Finally hit old man stage.
Yeah, Gravik needs a better bar, but my man needs a lineup because that shit's irking me. Other than that, I really got no real complaints about the show. I'm glad to see Sam Jackson back in any capacity. I don't care. I love Nick Fury, but just Sam Jackson in general, his presence. I love Sam, and I'm just glad to see him back. That's really all I got. I'm ready to see episode 4, and the rest. It's just only 6 episodes. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
The 4th episode dropped.
Yeah,
this week.
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow, and even my wife is watching it, so that's something. So it's just like the only one she's watched. Yeah.
I'm only 3 episodes behind him. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a familiar face. Like if for all of our complaints for MCU after Endgame, like the legacy characters they've had some degree of success because we're familiar with them. It's Samuel Jackson. Everybody loves
Sam.
I'm hoping maybe he'll drop an F-bomb in the.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Just drop a motherfucker somewhere in there. Somewhere in there.
That should be the last word of the show. That's the last word of the show as it goes off. And then the credits roll. Yeah, man. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Shield's back, motherfucker.
That's it. That right there. Yeah. That would be enough.
That honestly, it just needs to happen. Like that. That's a lasting Disney Plus show. That I would come back for if it has this realism. Like I don't need all this goofy shit I've been seeing lately. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to go down this road. But I'm happy with Nick right now in Secret Invasion.
So what else we got?
We're in July. It's July 14th. And we just finished up a busy month in the movie theater. Just wanted to take a look back at the month that was June. We had The Flash drop. We had Transformers, Across the Spider-Verse, and Tim, you saw Indiana Jones, correct?
Yes, I did.
All right, then you can talk about that when we get to that point. But I want to go see 3 out of the 4. I wanted to see Indiana Jones, and I did not. I was going to wait for streaming. Tim,
not a bad decision.
Oh, okay. Well, you go ahead. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad decision to wait for streaming. But I went and saw it, and honestly, if I was to rate it, I would say Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is above this.
Jeez.
But
hold on, we do report card grades here. Like, what's the letter grade for it?
I give it a B-, and
that's
because it starts out with the technology and stuff, with the de-aging that they do, it makes it look like okay, this looks good. I mean, it's got a great start. But then you hear the voice, and it's like old man Harrison voice on young Indy's face. So it's kind of like y'all couldn't have like tweaked his octaves a little bit just to make him sound like, you know, younger for that part. And it didn't have. I mean, it had the nostalgia factor, a lot of callbacks throughout the movie. So that's where it kind of like did me some justice. Like it touched on all the films, even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Um, so it had all the fanfare, but it just didn't have that indie punch. Like you don't really hear his theme song a whole lot when for action stuff. You know, you don't have that fanfare dun 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 dun. Dun. You know, it's here or there, but it's not. It just to me it didn't feel like an indie movie.
What did it feel like?
It felt like it was Indiana Jones in a movie, but it wasn't Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Sounds
your
terrible.
your review is adding more into the walking contradiction that is this movie. Now I've heard people absolutely hate it, and I have a friend of mine, he absolutely loved it.
Well,
Uh,
I enjoyed the movie. I did. It
mhm.
definitely made me sad in some parts, but I thought, I mean, it's a sad movie to see what India's gone through,
Mhm.
like throughout the whole movie, and you know he's dealing with a lot. I don't know. Do you want me to just spoil some stuff or just?
We don't
Yeah, I'm
care
not
about
gonna watch
anything
it.
All right.
about
You're
you.
good.
Okay. They explain why Shia LaBeouf's character is not in the movie. He's dead.
I read that.
And then that causes him to go through a divorce with Marion, who he just married after so long since the first movie. You
Hmm.
know, so there's that. He's old. He's bitter. You know, this takes place time wise. If you look at it during, I think 19. When was the moon landing? 1966, 69. The
We'll
Apollo.
go. Yeah, we'll go somewhere in there.
All
60s.
right,
Hmm.
60s, late mid to late 60s. All right, so that's when the time frame of that movie's taking place. So he's retiring. He's old. He's. It just seems like it was sad because it's like towards the end of the movie, he's ready to die, kind of deal. Just leave me behind. I'm ready to die.
Quick question.
And
I
So,
got who I didn't watch the Crystal Skull one. Who was Shia LaBeouf his son?
yes,
yeah.
Okay,
Shia LaBeouf was him and Marion's love child, I guess.
got it.
His name was Henry Jones the Third,
Got it.
but his nickname was Mutt.
So the reason why I said contradicting, like you said that Crystal Skulls was better.
Honestly,
Um,
Crystal Skulls feels more like an Indiana Jones movie than this one. Like if I
all
had
right.
to rank
So,
it, I'd go
mhm.
Last Crusade. Well, I'd go Raiders, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and then this one.
All right. So a friend of mine, shout out to Frankie. He put this right after Raiders of the Lost Ark as second best. So I was really confused and interested to actually watch the movie because, like, it's got to be somewhere in between. I don't think this movie is better than Temple or Crusade, but Frankie knows what he's talking about
I
for the
mean,
most part. So,
I can flop Crusade and Raiders up and down as
mhm.
being the two best in the whole
True.
freaking franchise.
I can too.
Fair.
Temple of Doom is always a solid third, even though it's technically the prequel to a lot of this. But
Mhm.
I've never really enjoyed Temple of Doom as much as I've have the first movie and the third movie. But
Yeah, the first three. I mean, I have joked about this, and I'm not sure about everyone else, but I don't recognize anything after Crusade. Like the first three movies were tight films. I liked them all. If I had to rank them, like Doom would be third, but not because it's bad. It's just the other ones were slightly better.
well,
Um, but
honestly, if I was to say like as far as like what feels like Indiana Jones, and don't blaspheme me on this, but like I could probably move Crystal Skull above Temple of Doom. in a sense that as far as action wise and like the fanfare, like Raiders and Last Crusade, then Crystal Skull will have that feel. Storyline though, it'll move back down to like fourth, and then Temple would move back up. But like as far as the action stuff and
Hmm.
the fanfare,
Hmm.
it all
That's
depends.
a
If you want to, if you're talking about like indie and a lot of action, then it is Raiders and Last Crusade, and then Crystal Skull, and then Temple of Doom. Because indie didn't really do a whole lot. It was more, I
So I got a
guess.
question. Like, were there two versions of Crystal Skull? Was it a good and bad version? No,
Well,
I don't
I
remember
mean, I
any.
mean,
I just don't remember. Like I guess it was just a lot of silliness in that to me, and I'm just really a fan of those tight three. But like we don't always agree here, and that's cool. You don't
mhm.
have to.
I mean, like
It's your your
I
opinion.
enjoyed
I understand.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull for a lot of the stuff that Harrison did, and a lot of
Hmm.
it definitely was more indie s to me than I guess because Marion was in it, and it was
Hmm.
more. It felt like Raiders, Raiders continuation in a sense because it was Indy and Marion back together and their kind of thing. And I honestly think that maybe that's probably why I don't like Temple of Doom all that much because I would have liked to have not been a prequel to Raiders and it to continue with that after Raiders, kind of like the way Last Crusade did. But Last Crusade to me, honestly, I probably think it's still the best Indiana Jones film out of the whole shebang.
Okay.
I mean, Raiders
That
started it all,
was
but Last Crusade to me is still one of the best.
all right. We gave Indy more time tonight than we did all last month. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Yeah, you're
Let's
welcome.
go the last one, The Flash. I know it seemed like we just did this, but that was like 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the prevailing like what I've been seeing, even from people who don't like DC, it's surprising people on the page and people actually the overall feel that I get that people like the movie. And I think that
Yeah.
was the feel here, even though it's gone down in history um, for losing money. Um,
Drastically from week one to week two.
right. Like, that's the word, Lou, drastic. Like, somebody can get fired type thing. But those people already been removed from power. Now, this movie, I think there were a couple of different reasons why this movie failed, and like writing, the story was not one of them, which is one of the things that we harp on here. We're talking about CGI and just bad timing, and maybe possible Ezra.
I'd put it all on
Mm.
Ezra,
Yeah,
honestly. I think Ezra's antics
Mm-hmm.
are where this movie failed at because I think the movie itself I have no problem with. I can't point to a bad part other than Ezra's behavior. That's the only thing I hear people complaining
yes.
about is Ezra. You supporting like if you comment, I like the movie. Oh, you supported the groomer or something. I didn't do all that. I just thought the movie was a decent movie.
Groomer, domestic violence, crazy psycho thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I agree with Mike. It's the him being the headliner and him
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
having all those issues
uh,
did hamstring it a lot.
and then the
Mm-hmm.
studio like says, well, Ezra's not going to be at any premieres, blah blah blah, because we're going to stand with the victims. And then what happens? Dudes in white suit and man bun walking down the red carpet, and it's like a contradiction. So I put a lot of you know vinegar in people's mouths for that.
Yeah.
So the movie, I think everyone here liked it, and I think
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
I mean, it was
uh,
alright. I could.
when we reviewed it a couple of weeks ago, everyone liked it that night. But I don't see why this movie could not have been scrapped. I didn't see why it was so important to get it out. Like it was a big risk with Ezra. Like, and I
It,
agree
it
with you
may have
guys.
been it may have been money. I'm thinking about it. It may have been guaranteed
Hmm.
money,
Um,
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ezra Miller was guaranteed X amount of money, and if they cut him or didn't put the movie out, he was going to have to get paid anyway. And so they were probably thinking, well, whatever money we make off of the movie, we can push it at Ezra, get him out of our face, and call it good. I really think it was just contractual.
Settle all accounts, hurry, whatever money we make, settle the accounts and be done.
Yeah, let's get out of the red and call it good.
Now, what about the rumors that Ezra might actually survive to James Gunn's DC?
I hope
No, all that talk I heard around the movie before the movie, it's not happening now. They lost too much money.
Yeah, he can't.
And they got to distance themselves from that. And honestly, this would kind of go against what Gunn has been doing. Like, love or hate the moves, like he has shitted everything out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything, the shit that we liked, which was Henry, couple other things, to the bad. Like, he's just cleaning house. I as much as I did not like the Cavill move, I still don't. If you are going to be responsible for everything moving forward, like just give me the clean slate.
Give me the clean slate. I don't like I'm with you. I would love to have Cavill around, but if you're going to clean house, and as sentimental as it would have been to keep Cavill around, I think that establishing a brand new Superman for look at this. Let me put it to you this way. This is like bringing an old mattress into a new relationship.
Yeah, Jesus.
Springs poking out and everything.
I'm just saying.
No, or even we see in sports GMs come into organizations and they got a coach that was hired by the last people. Like, you play it out, and then I'm gonna get my own guys in here. I still think that DC, that era that closed out, like, was one of the biggest missed opportunities like ever.
Oh,
and
Walter Hamada and all them screwed the pooch.
It was it was mishandled.
There were so many hands that nobody knew what the other ones were doing. And that's where there was lack of communication, and they wanted all these grand things, but nobody wanted to play nice together to fucking get them. And that's what it was. It
was that, and then, like, the biggest crime is just missing the obvious. You got to get the Superman movies out. You got to get certain things rolling or show some patience.
Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman should have been like the next movie to bust out.
That he should have had his own movie. Ben deserved his own movie.
He did.
He did a good job.
Ben deserved his own movie.
It should have been the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. It should have been Superman, Man of Steel. You should have had some kind of Dark Knight Returns, and then Wonder Woman. And then you could have done your Justice Leagues, how you did it with the Joss Whedon or however the fuck you wanted to, but it should have been, Ben should already had his movie between the time period. Even if you had a time period gap between Man of Steel to Man of Steel 2 or something, you should have branched out.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I honestly think that if we had seen Ben Affleck's Batman, it probably would have been one of the other successful.
It would have been good. It would have been really good, but they just mishandled it.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted something, and they couldn't get their shit straight. So.
I think Ben Affleck having a Batman movie, if he'd had one, probably would have been one of the DC successes of like Aquaman and Wonder Woman and then Shazam, where they made the $1 billion mark. I think it could have made at least close to it.
I mean, you're probably right. Ben changed everyone's mind after one movie. They got killed for that casting, and like, he's recognized as one of the better Batman. He was made after BVS, despite no matter what anyone thought of the actual movie. Like, Batman was good in that movie. So they got the casting. The casting was right in DC. Like, everybody casted was like, it's just, you got to manage it, and Flash brings a almost close to it because Blue Beetle. It's weird. Like,
now, is Blue Beetle still in this DCEU style universe, or is this?
Well, that's what I was getting ready to mention. Like, he's he's before Gunn, but Gunn wants to see how this works because he connects other things that he's interested in doing. Booster Gold and Titans, I believe, was one thing that he mentioned.
Titans need to happen.
He wants it to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he wants it to work. I'm sure he wants everything to work, but
did we say that Blue Beetle is going to be treated like the Hulk was pre-MCU? It's like, oh yeah, okay, we're going to claim him after a while, but we have to see how good it is. You know what I mean? Or
I mean, yeah, possibly. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, we were just talking about it. Like, I'm not really responsible for this. I don't like. I'll claim it if it does well. One of those things.
Mm-hmm. But I'll disavow it if it sucks.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like you got plausible deniability. Like, well, I didn't make that movie, but the last trailer came out this week, and more action scenes, and I'm going to see it. Like I said, like that's my guy from karate, from Cobra Kai. So I'm
Sholo's doing pretty good. I mean, like he's showing some of his Karate Kid skills in the movies trailer. So
I will see it.
I'm definitely going to see it, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch it like I will watch any superhero movie, but I don't have a real dog in his hunt. All I really know about the Blue Beetle is from season 2 of what was that? Young Justice. That's all I know of this Blue Beetle. I don't think I've ever read a comic with him in it, so I don't really have much to go on. So I'm going in. This is probably as fresh as I've ever been to a comic book movie. I'm real fresh, not knowing a lot about anything, any of the lore or nothing. I just know it's a big alien scarab. That's all I can tell you. And it can do almost anything. So other than that's it. I know what I got from Young Justice. So
all right. So kind of RIP to DC, and we can move to Transformers. Like we all like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes?
I watched a bootleg of it and I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Best part of the movie. Don't call it a comeback.
The music was great in that movie.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I've several times sent my son, because my son's like, see, I've gone to the movies now with my kids and I get their reaction. And then that's what I base my opinion in the group chat. So when I post a comment, I want to know how my kids enjoyed the movie. And it's like, Dad, I almost cried at this part. And then I was jumping up and down and got so excited. I said, son, I've been at those moments in movies. I was like, welcome to the show. And when you see that part in the movie, and it's just like, yes, my kid got it. My kid understood this part. And it was just like, and then I started playing LL Cool J's Don't Call It a Comeback. Mama said, knock you out. And it's just, he's like, that was the song of the movie. Yeah.
See, kids think it's new. Kids think it's new. Like, son, that song is 40 years old.
And Across the Spider-Verse rounded it out, and we all love that. We don't have to go too much.
I was mad at how it ended, only because I think I went into it that it was a 2.
I didn't either.
And I was just like, I paid how much and the movie's over? I said, no, make this bitch 4 hours long then. I sit there.
No. I was like, what? I had no clue that the Rio Morales movie was going to be a 3-parter. I had no idea.
Rio Morales.
I had no idea. And it was going to be that, but hey.
So overall, let's try and do this an overall grade for June. These movies that you watch.
Oh man, overall grade for June. I'm gonna have to give it a B plus. Oh, A minus, because it's good. I mean, Miles Morales pretty much carried it. Then right behind that was Transformers. Then you had a good story, shitty everything else, Flash, and then you had Indiana Jones only in name and title. You know what I mean? And so that kind of puts it right there in that A minus B plus category. Well, let me B plus. I'm a solid B plus.
Solid B plus. That's a good mark. Mike?
Yeah, I can go there, but I would probably flip it. I think Miles did lead the way, strong and he did carry it. But for me, outside of Ezra's antics, Flash was the better movie for me over Transformers. I think Flash was a really good movie. If it wasn't for Ezra's craziness, the movie should have did a lot better. It really should have. But he was insane. They should have separated themselves from him a long ass time ago. For real. But I understand they had so much invested, they had to go through with it. Beast Wars was great. It really was great. I didn't like how they had Prime acting so kind of youngish, but I did. Once I got Maximus maximized, I was good. You know, I was great. That was gravy for me because I was a big Beast Wars fan. But yeah, I'm going B plus, B plus. I would have doing an A minus, but like I say, Ezra knocks it down. The movie is better, but Ezra knocks it down. He knocks the whole average down. That's because his behavior is just unsaid. You just can't take it. It's just I don't even know the word I'm trying to say. It's just bad, really bad.
Okay. Letter grade, Tim?
I'm going to go with just solid B, just because I think some of these movies could have done better, but because of scheduling, like, back to back to back, some movies suffered from the success of others, and some just suffered from the failures of others in their film.
Okay. I'll go B plus too. I'll go B plus also. It was a good month. I don't remember the last month that we had like that, and it was a good month to be in the theater. And I know July we have some. I'm not naming them all, but we have Mission Impossible coming up, which Scott reviewed well, but that doesn't really mean anything to any of us here if we want to see the fan vote.
Yeah, that's not really high on the list either.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the number. I looked, I'm like, how many Mission Impossibles is this right now?
This is technically 7, but because number 7's broken into 2, they kind of Deadly Hallow this thing. So
wow, the last one I saw was 2, the one with John Woo. That was the last one I watched.
That's my favorite one.
I've seen them all. Was the Henry
Cavill. They're not bad. They just I don't really remember anything.
I'm just not a big Tom Cruise fan. I'm just outside of Interview the Vampire. I've never been a big of a Tom Cruise fan.
I personally think that he's long in the tooth with action movies. That's it. That's just me. The man is no spring chicken anymore. And granted, he can still do his own stuff. He's nutty as a squirrel turd, but I just think that he needs to, get past this. Finish your contract and stop. Please.
Well, that's the problem. He's got his own production company, so that's what's funding most of these Mission Impossibles is Tom Cruise.
But has these movies been bad, or it just hasn't been?
No, they've been good. They've been good.
This for everyone. Yeah.
I still can't believe he tried to go toe to toe with Cavill though.
I don't hate Tom Cruise. He's just not my guy.
Okay.
What was
I like Tom?
What was the last movie he was in? He was playing the asshole producer when he was dancing with the glasses. Was it Les Grossman?
Les Grossman and Tropic Thunder.
I love that. I love him in that. Now, that was hilarious. Now outside of that,
I didn't even recognize him.
My God!
Until the movie was off, like I didn't recognize him.
That character was great.
There's rumor that
they were talking about a spinoff movie at one point. I'm glad that did not happen.
Oh no, it's going to happen.
Of what?
It's happening after Mission Impossible's done with, so that way he can commit to that stuff.
They missed the window, man. I don't.
Well, they're talking about even making Tropic Thunder 2, bringing back the whole cast and doing a whole different kind of.
It ain't no way.
Kind of movie.
Sensitive ass
side
right now. Right. I don't. I could.
No.
I would love to see Robert Downey Jr. come back as.
Nah, I if it does, like
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I want to see the car wreck, but I'm not saying it'd be bad. But we talked about this before on here. Sequels being made within a certain window of the original, like outside that window, they never really do.
Right, and it's been too long, and that's my thing. With that first Tropic Thunder, caught me off guard completely. I wasn't.
Yes, it did.
I don't think I even wanted to watch the movie. I think I just watched it because it was on. I'm like, oh, this shit is hilarious. This is
Mike, I don't remember going to the theater. I was just there watching it.
I don't know where I watched it. I don't remember if I saw it in theater or I saw it at home. I don't remember where I watched that movie. I just remember watching the movie like, oh, wow, and being glad that I saw it.
Another movie where they were high as shit making the movie, and it was just like
I bought the
Yeah.
DVD while deployed. That's because it was.
Oh my gosh, was that that?
Yep,
That's a
because it
long time
was.
ago.
Yep, because
it
it
came
was
out around Iron Man around that time.
Right.
2000. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
to
was in
kind of help
Iraq
Disney
when I bought
just
that
let
because
them.
it was every Tuesday was new movie day at the BX.
BX. Yeah.
So I sit there and bought every new movie that came out, whether I'd seen it or not. I bought it all because we didn't have it playing in the theater there.
Okay.
I became like
Uh,
Blockbuster while deployed. Everybody came knocking on my door wanting the DVD.
Right. Shit.
so the other movie we got coming out, we got Barbie, and I know Megan
Don't
was
do that.
talking about. I don't know, dude. I'm not going to see it, but I'll watch it on streaming.
No.
And the one I really want to see is that Oppenheimer. I really want to see that, and that's at the end of the month, July 22nd. Like I've been looking forward to that since I saw the
That's
first
definitely a
trailer.
Nolan cerebral, oh shit, kind of deep movie.
It's Nolan's doing it, so you know it's going to be good and going to make you think. So I want to check that one out. There's a lot of people in that movie too.
There's Matt
I
Damon,
didn't
Cillian Murphy,
I didn't
Emily
know Robert
Blunt.
Downey was in it until like two
I know
weeks
to the
ago.
day he said
Yeah,
I saw his little post when he said it was the best movie he's ever been in. That's all. When I realized
yeah.
that he
They,
was in it, I didn't know you were in this movie, sir. Oh, okay.
it was a interesting thing I read about what he said about the movie. He said that he feels like he's acting again, and that Nolan asked him to get out of the comfort zone of the things that he has been doing the last couple of years. And we all know that Robert Downey has been Tony Stark since 2008 until now, like in all his movies
Yep.
in some
But
flavor or
is he
iteration.
Tony
So
Stark or is he Robert Downey playing Robert Downey
no,
disguised as Tony Stark?
no,
Yeah.
he's been. I've seen him pre Iron Man, and he's an actor. He can act, but if you look at Sherlock Holmes and everything afterwards, minus Tropic Thunder, but that was early. Who knows if he shot that before Iron Man or not?
He did shoot before Iron Man.
But yeah, so like he talked about a comfort zone and Nolan trying to wanted him to get away from the things that he was comfortable doing and getting back into acting, being the actor that people had such high hopes about once upon a time when he first came out, you know. Um, so that's July. I don't know how many of those you guys are going to see. I think Jay Pat mentioned wanting to go see Barbie too. He's not here to defend himself, so
He's
we
going to
don't.
see it front row.
Yeah, we don't know if I'm telling the truth or telling a white lie here.
Uh,
Okay, so that's July. Um, let's get to this before it gets too late. Let's talk about James Gunn. He's been busy. You know, we talked about DC closing up. I don't know, was it DCU now? Is that what it's called?
yeah, just the
Uh,
DCU.
so we got a new Superman and a new Lois. I'm going to butcher these names. It's David Cornsfoot. This is see, Megan. You're supposed to be here to read these
He's
names.
some British dude. I
Uh,
know that.
Rachel B. That's what we're calling her, Lois. And we've got Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho, Isabella. I can't read my handwriting. I'm sorry, guys. It's Hawk Girl, but Edie Garcia.
I was
We
surprised to see
got.
Metamorpho in the just in general use him.
I'm
Uh,
not like that's his
the
wheelhouse,
guy that
man. Like
played
he's
Darwin in X Men.
yeah,
He's playing one of the people.
he's
Mr.
playing Mr.
Terrific.
Terrific. So let hold on. Let's go back to the Metamorpho thing because like that's a James Gunn pick if I ever
Hmm
seen one. And I think the last time but you're right. I think the last time I saw him was the Justice League Unlimited episode. I have not seen him in anything adapted into anything
Yeah.
live action.
The last comic I
Mr.
read of him
Terrific.
was in 10, 15 years ago. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, same here. And Mr. Terrific, I think we all are kind of fans of Mr. Terrific or are happy that this is happening because we do not want the last iteration of Mr. Terrific
Oh,
to be the last
Arrow
thing.
from
versus
Arrow?
Mr.
No,
Terrific.
no.
Yeah,
The
terrible.
one that braided his own
In
hair.
like 30
It's
seconds, that
terrible.
big ass
Yeah.
afro.
Record
That's
time.
terrific right
Terrible.
there.
Record
Terrible.
time goes from
Terrible.
pro to cornrow in less than 30 seconds.
The Flash had to do that shit.
Terrible.
Yeah,
And he was essentially the male Felicity on
pretty
that show.
much.
And like it was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Now, let me ask.
Stephen A. Smith, how do you feel?
It was terrible.
Is
It was
Mr.
terrible. It
Terrific
was so bad.
gay, or is that just the spin that they did on Arrow?
No, it's just not that he was gay. It's just that the character
The
was
whole thing. It's not Mr. Terrific. It's just not.
It was Mr. I.
They could have grabbed somebody else, like give him an arrow suit or something, and let him be Felicity's
Spartan
sidekick.
Spartan 2.0.
Because everybody else is made up. Wasn't Wild Dog a made up character? They could have just named him.
I don't know.
I think
Wild Dog reminded me of Casey Jones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With guns.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's all he was.
I think Wild Dog though is like an old school pick. Like
Maybe it was some obsolete character from way back in the day or something.
Yes.
His first appearance in 1987.
Okay.
But anyway, the Mr. Terrific, I feel like the actor who played him, he was robbed in the X-Men movie.
Oh my god, the guy that's supposed to be able to like adapt to anything gets killed off real quick.
Right, one of the worst deaths in comic book
I agree.
history.
We all agree on that.
Right, I kind of feel like he's going to get. I feel like this is like redemption for him, even though he didn't. He was an old one, but the last thing we saw was him dying that way.
Taking an energy ball or something from Havoc in his mouth and just fries.
And you guys know what's his last name? Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Mr.
Now that's the one I'm excited about as a Green Lantern guy. Like I'm glad that someone is investing in one of them at this point. That means they exist at this point.
And James said his whole goal is to make sure that Nathan Fillion has a bowl cut for this movie. That's his only reason.
Yeah, I did read that, and it sounds like Superman's going to be coming into a world already inhabited by heroes. What you guys think about like a already established universe coming around Superman?
Just try it.
I'm okay with it. We don't got another 10 years to build some shit. Let's get right into it.
No.
I mean, Marvel's already said DC it can't play catch up. Just jump in. Just jump both feet and let's make it work.
I mean, several people I know in the comic book world, in fact, even my family members have been like, how many times do we got to have Superman's origin story? How many times we got to have Batman's origin story? We all fucking know.
We know what happened.
No, Batman's parents died. Superman's, we don't need to do an origin story. Just start where, today in the episode of Superman's life, hey, this is where we're kicking off from.
And I agree. Just do it to it. We don't need all that bullshit.
He's so big in pop culture that even a brand new millennial knows Superman's origin story to where you got to retell it.
I mean, all that I agree with. And jumping into a world where there are already heroes established, I mean, that's good. I mean, it's the way it was in the comics. He was not there's been some retcons and everything, but there are other heroes around. JSA predates Superman, all that stuff, but it's good. I'm glad to see some positive traction with James, because before Guardians of the Galaxy, I told him to get off of Twitter and to get busy. But then saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which was one of the better movies I've seen, and I think I gave him 2 weeks. I'd be off his ass, but he's working now, and I have faith, because the Guardians movie, that whole arc was just really good. But we're not going to go into that. So I have faith that he's going to do what we got to do to get a good DC going.
If these strikes don't stop here soon, because I just saw Sean on TikTok bitching out Bob Iger.
Yeah,
pretty much giving him a big FU for his comment about all this stuff. But yeah, nobody's working right now.
They got to get that. Of course, they got to get that back on track. We can't do anything without the writers and some of the things that are out there as far as how they want to use this AI to take opportunities from people. Like this AI is dangerous.
Hmm. Well, even
They
just
got
the
to get some.
residuals too. There's
Well, it's that
contract.
it's happening with in this field of media, even with in music. It's there's no laws really right now protecting anybody from this instrument. And like, don't haven't we watched enough sci-fi
Hmm.
movies where
Hmm.
like AI just takes over and
Exactly.
Well, hell, there's a few
we
movies coming out here soon about that where it's like, what was it almost looks like District 9 kind of thing, where or what was it, Elysium kind of movie
Ooh.
where, but it's like, isn't it Denzel's kid? What's his name? Uh, what's Denzel's son's name? What
Oh,
did
Tenet.
David.
yeah, he was in
Yeah.
Tenet, but that he's the star in this movie where like the robot kid is like the AI, and I just
I
saw it in the
mean,
trailers.
you can go back and see. I mean, this goes back to Skynet. In
Yeah,
the
Yep.
'80s
Good
with
old Terminator.
Terminator,
yeah,
and even I don't know if that's what I watched over the last 2 weeks too. That movie Megan, which was more funny than scary, but it was another AI type thing, putting it in a
they're
position
making a
where
Megan
it
too.
well, they should. It was not a bad movie. It was a good movie. I actually enjoyed it, and they left it open at the end of that. But so good feelings about DC right now moving forward, or just not enough to tell?
I say
I
not enough to tell.
Do you like the
I agree with
Yeah.
casting?
you.
Do you like the casting at least?
Not enough to tell because I
You don't
mean,
like? Wait. We're just talking about who they picked. Like some of these
well,
people are
I
established.
I haven't seen. Well, I mean, I know the Lois Lane girl has what been in Amazon Prime's Fabulous Ms. Maisel or something
Hmm.
like that.
Oh, is that her? Is that
Yeah,
is that Midge?
yeah, something like that. But I hadn't seen Homeboy that's been cast as Superman. Now, as far as like the James Gunn pulling the Rolodex of friends to play this and that, it's just like what as John Campy said, different position, same different role, different person doesn't really matter to me. It's all about when I go to see it, how they perform doing it is when he makes the opinion. So I mean,
Okay.
like as far as
Uh,
casting wise goes, I mean, I don't know. I hadn't seen the guy that's supposed to be Superman. I hadn't seen him in anything.
I mean that's fair enough. Okay. So, what was it? We got the Ashoka trailer. Did you guys watch that?
No, I haven't
You
seen it
seen
yet.
this
I've
one?
seen it. I've seen it.
What do you
R.I.P.
think?
Ray Stevenson.
Hmm. Any
Uh,
thoughts?
I mean, it's kind of like the way they hyped up Obi-Wan. Kind of the way with the trailers and stuff. I'm not gonna say until I'm for certain seeing at least 3 episodes into it, kind of deal. I mean,
Fair enough.
it looks like a Star Wars trailer that makes you want to go see it, kind of thing in the movie, but it's a TV show, and then, but what's happened with like the last few Star Wars stuff? We got all hyped up for Boba Fett and things like that, and kind of
Boba Fett
petered
did
off.
suck.
I mean, Andor was really good, but Andor was like a sleeping giant. They didn't really like advertise or trailer for Andor. It was just here's Andor.
Disney's been doing that with a couple projects over the last couple years for whatever reason. Okay, so some of the stuff we can take. We're at an hour now. We can table for next week. But I do want to talk about briefly because Lou loves him so much. The Rock is the rumor. Now, let's be clear. It's just a rumors out there. Now, I've actually talked with a couple people at work, and they brought up another option. So, how do you feel if The Rock played Kratos, guys?
Well, then, if that's the case, Kevin Hart needs to play his son.
No. I think The Rock has the look for it, but I think
Uh
he's
huh.
too much The Rock. I don't know if he can get grimy enough to be Kratos, because Kratos is a grimy dude. I don't know. I mean, I can see him cosplay Kratos, but I don't know if I'd pay for a movie
Yeah,
to see
I
him.
mean,
I wouldn't pay for him to be Kratos.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Now, before I bring up another option, is The Rock? We all love The Rock, despite what I say. And
I
Robert
mean,
loves
he's
The
got the
Rock too.
physique,
Well,
but
hold on. Like, is he still bankable? Like
Yes.
he's on a kind of like a cold streak right now.
Yeah, but all it takes is one hit to get you out of that slump.
All right,
I mean,
now here's the option here. Would you rather have him or Dave Bautista as Kratos?
Dave Bautista.
I might still go with The Rock on that one.
See, I wasn't thinking Batista. I was thinking John Cena, but
I still go with The Rock with that one.
I'm
cool if Kratos just stays in the game. I really don't need a God of War movie.
Okay, that's a good one too.
I'm okay if he stays right in the format that he's in, and I'm good right there.
Well, what happened to the TV show? I thought they were going to make a TV show instead of a movie.
I didn't hear about that one.
I didn't hear about that either.
It was Amazon Prime bought the rights to do a TV series for God of War.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you're full of crap. I'm just saying I just don't remember it.
It hasn't come through here. I haven't heard about that one either. Was it a live action or was it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be live action.
Okay.
No, it's supposed to be live action like the way they did Halo.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good measuring stick.
Right, it's a new measuring. The new measuring bar is Last of Us. What'd you say right now?
Yeah, I'd have to say that is The Last of Us. It's a good measuring stick. That's the gold standard
for TV shows.
Yeah.
For video game
properties.
Okay. Yeah, I can go with that.
You guys have anything? Some of the stuff in the shovel.
Not particularly. I don't have anything. I'm just doing my regular reading, trying to get caught up. I read a lot of books, but I'm still a shit behind. But I've been.
What you reading?
I just read Sabretooth and the Exiles.
I did see you post that. Yeah,
it was all right. It was another multiverse thing at the end. Apparently, Sabretooth's son was going through the multiverse, killing different Sabretooths. Yeah, there was a Captain America Sabretooth.
An original story.
Oh yeah,
is it Sabreteeth?
Hey, it's by the time I got the Captain America Sabretooth, I was like, you know what, this is it for me. I'm glad. I'm glad it was only 5 issues, so it was it.
Oh man,
was his nails colored like red, white, and blue? And
he had a Captain America uniform. He had the blonde hair. He had the Captain America Stars and Stripes shirt. I was like, this is a bit much. It wasn't called Captain America. It was called like sitting on something, but it's still Captain America.
Let me ask you guys: are you tired of? No, I'm not talking about our page now. The term multiverse being used in these stories, because that one,
it's getting there. I'm not tired yet, but it's getting there. It's becoming a cheap trick. It is.
Okay.
Like time travel. It's becoming the time travel equivalent.
The MacGuffin for everything.
Yeah, the MacGuffin for everything.
It's the multiverse. That's why this story doesn't make sense, and nobody really cares. It's an offshoot. It's its own timeline that needs to be erased.
Shit. Okay. Lou, you got anything?
No, man. Not at all. Just watched a bunch of useless TV and playing some video games. With my sons, I'm really addicted to the Nintendo Switch now. We got Mario Odyssey. I want to say, before I get to Mario Odyssey, I want to say and pat myself and my wife on the back, we banned Fortnite from our house.
Good.
So, yeah, Fortnite is no longer allowed in my home. But we got Mario Odyssey. I didn't realize it was such an older game, and I love playing that game. And I started playing. I found my PlayStation Vita in the bottom of a box, and I plugged it up and it charged.
Okay.
And I started playing some old school games. I started playing Sons of Liberty, which is such a wordy. That's a talking game.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of dialogue in that too.
Oh gosh!
Shout out to J-Pat for not liking Metal Gear games.
I forgot how wordy that game is, man.
Yeah.
Started playing some old Tomb Raider.
Which one?
Some of the very first one, the PS1.
Okay.
Yeah, I have all of them apparently because I looked at my game library and it's huge.
2 is my favorite.
Yes.
They feel so clunky now when you play them. They just
yeah.
No, 2. Which what do you mean 2? The Metal Gear Solid 2 or
Tomb Raider 2.
Okay.
I like Metal Gear 2. It's not my favorite.
Yeah. No.
That's why I won't play when they say, "Hey, we're going to come out with Metal Gear Solid 1." And I looked at the graphic wise and I said, "Y'all didn't update the graphics? You still playing PlayStation 1 on Metal Gear Solid?"
I don't know how you're going to switch the memory cards.
Yeah, that's what I thought about. That's the whole point of that fight was that. That was it.
J-Pat doesn't know what we're referring to. This is dump on J-Pat section of the show.
Yes.
She's waving at y'all.
Hey, we saw tell her we're waving too.
But that's it, man. I ain't got nothing else.
I watched last 2 weeks. I watched Castlevania anime on Netflix again. This was only the second time I've gone through it. It's a really good show. It was really good. I watched Tom Cruise. I was about to say Tom Hanks again. Tom Cruise movie Oblivion. If you've never seen that, check it out. Nice little twist in the movie. And I was getting that movie and Edge of Tomorrow confused. And at one point I thought they were the same movie. And when I watch
around
movies,
the same time.
When I watch the movies, I usually am on Wikipedia as I'm watching just to find out interesting stuff. And those movies came out, I think, within a year of each other. That's probably what led to the confusion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was
like Deep Impact and Armageddon type of shit.
Yeah, and then he was in both. I'm like, that's the same, just the movie with Blunt. And they're like, no, it's not. It's a different movie. And there was a hot redhead in Oblivion, so that added to it. That was a good viewing there. But that's all I got too for right now. My son is playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and a couple weeks ago, the OG one. He made me download it on his iPad. He's able to get through the first stage right now, but not any further. So I'm happy he got through that on his own as a gamer. The goal is to play games long enough to where I can play with him online in our different homes, of course. Like, go home, son. Yeah, go home, son.
Get out my house.
Right, I'll be online around 3. Okay.
Still playing Destiny.
Right. That is the goal, to still be playing Destiny.
Oh shit.
That's all I got. Lou, I'm glad you're in good moods today, sir.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Go ahead and close this out. I'm tired of talking right now.
It's good, man. But listen, thank you, Quincy, for driving home the point that I don't need to absorb all the responsibility, man. Things happen.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, people. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with us, man. A lot of stuff going on. We appreciate all your support. So please tell a friend, share the link, do all the good things. But from this week's Multiverse Unlimited podcast crew, Cosmic Lou, QP the Source, Professor Mike, and the unbreakable Tim Carter, we want to remind all people to please be kind to those you meet, because you have no idea what battles they're fighting. So until next time, people will holler at y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Later. Be kind, rewind.